Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Poke Studio Channel here. Yeah, I just want to keep, sharing ideas about the guitar ladder system, and I kind of feel I've kind of reinvented the art of learning guitar in a way, although my system is very rooted in, it's all my own original material, but it's kind of rooted in the approach of people like Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass, and just people that really spent time learning how to improvise. It's that simple. I keep going back to this too. Joe Pass used to say, simplify your thinking, folks. That's huge. Because music and art comes from the subconscious mind. Even Pat Metheny said the interesting stuff is in your subconscious or unconscious. But you have to feed that musical mind with ideas so it can then assimilate those ideas and then kind of bubble out. I even had this conversation with Alan Holdsworth once about the unconscious release. He used to say it makes him really happy when he'd do some lick or some idea that he's never done before, just kind of bubbled out. So that's why it's so important to learn musical sentences or phrases. And like I said in the couple of videos ago, it's not just learning the color of a chord, like this chord like this. Minor. This guitar is for sale, by the way, $299. It's unbelievable. I never thought tradition guitar would be good, but they know what they're doing. I can hang this guitar on my wall and play the low E open and feel it in my body. They do a good job on these. This guitar is pretty smoking, man. Anyway, so the whole idea is not just learning the color of one chord. First, this is like a minor 11, right? This is like a dominant 9. Here's the 13. All chords have a different color, and all chords have many different directions. They have different, but they fit into a group of chords. So what I'm kind of saying here is that when you learn chords in terms of a group of chords, just like my cycle 1 here, then your subconscious mind grabs onto that total group of chords and how it connects, and it extrapolates from that. Not just that, but it begins to assimilate how that relates to other things you're practicing, and it starts putting pieces together. Folks, think about the human body. It's a freaking walking miracle. You know what? Just imagine what our subconscious has to do to run our body. It's incredible. We are a walking miracle. So if our subconscious can run all the physiology and all the different things of our body, like it takes 860 enzymes to digest a banana. Can you imagine if you had to okay, I will do this and this, What I'm trying to say is that we are a walking miracle. Our body and mind are incredible tools that were given to us by our Creator. And so that's why the guitar ladder system introduces material to your subconscious mind in a way that it can wake up the musical ear, wake up the creativity within. It gives it the tools, and it's cumulative. I think that's the most powerful thing. It's not just learning once, like cycle 1's really, really cool. For samples, send me an email to pokezu@gmail.com. Then you come back through and you add the shading. And it just keeps coming at you. 240 studies. Folks, this really is, I know I get a little hyper when I talk about this because I'm excited because it took a lot of hard work to get this together. You're going to get 240 studies. It is thousands of dollars of innovative guitar instruction for $240. I know I'm bragging, but I give my creator most of the credit on this, but I've worked my ass off. I've worked really hard on this system. I've had people buy that have master's degrees in music. People have been playing for 30, 40 years. Most people say the same thing. They feel like they're kind of in a box. They want to learn how to improvise. They want to learn how to compose. I know it sounds a little corny, folks, but it's really true. If you want to be the best guitar player you can be, if you want to wake up that ability to hear your own unique musical ideas and then find them on the guitar ladder system is what you're looking for. The guitar ladder system is what you're looking for in a very innovative, organic, and simple to use system that's going to wake up your musical ear, wake up your musical mind, and help you take a quantum leap. It's really true. I've sold over 3,700 now with not one dime of advertising. So anyway, it's learning chords, and I have some really, really cool single note studies. But I just want to focus on, I love this. I want to focus on the chordal work because that's where your huge, gains are going to come in. But see, I'll do a little freebie every day. For instance, here, minor 11 to major 13 flat 5. That's a really nice. You got smooth voice leading, meaning I'm not jumping. Not saying you can't jump around, but see, it sounds more musical to have smaller interval skips. Okay, so minor 11 to major 13 flat 5. Now I'm going to major 7, major 7, major 7, major 7. So when you start working the guitar ladder system, you're just going to be able to, you're going to start taking off. You'll be working one of my studies and your ear's just going to hear, oh, it can go here, and you just go with it. And you just start exploring it. And even Eric Johnson, who I think he's one of my favorite musicians and real artists on the planet. There's very few real artists, folks. Most of them haven't done their homework. No, I'm not trying to sound, I'm sure you have great songwriters and everything like Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, whatever. They're real artists as well. But I'm kind of talking instrumentalists here, okay? I happen to have a huge respect for Eric Johnson because I play some solo acoustic guitar. Email me, I'll send you Gray's Mountain. I do a lot of stuff in altered tunings. I recently just beat the shit out of my left hand. Kind of put, my wife said, you sound like Leo Cocky on acid. I don't do acid. I was just when you have technique, it's kind of fun to push it, but I've got to be careful. I don't have as much oil in my fingers as I used to, and I really thrash my fingers. Thank God for guitar hands. I've got it around here somewhere. It's a great product. I suggest you use it. Guitar hands have saved my ass more than once. It's kept my hands in pretty good shape. But anyway, so I just want to make that point. If you always keep learning new things to do, and that's what the guitar ladder system is, cumulative. And it's not about everything just there. That might not have sounded as musical as something else that I do, but that's okay because. You just keep working on these different studies, and you learn. You just keep learning. I'm just fiddling around. But all the different studies that I have, and there's a lot of them. I've even got the Secret Horace Hatchet files. He taught Howard Roberts how to play. Howard Roberts went on to form MI Institute in Hollywood. This is a real deal, folks. I'm just going to keep talking about this and selling the course, but I'm telling you, slow down a little bit on buying gear and invest a couple $100 in the guitar ladder system. You can order it at stevesguitars.com for samples. Send me an email to pokesoo@gmail.com. But this is the real deal, folks. I've got 40 years into it. I studied with Joe Pass when I was 22. I'm 62 now. I'll be 63 in March. And I've just worked really hard on this system. But I think the most powerful thing about it is it's simple. You don't have to know how to read music. I'm not saying that's not good, but you don't need music to do my system, to read music. You don't need a bunch of bogged down theory. I present the most powerful thing about the guitar ladder system is the simple way I teach it to your subconscious mind, so your subconscious mind can just soak it up like a sponge and turn on the light switch. And it's really been fun, all the emails I get from people, like the guy that bought my system that has a master's degree in music, but just said he never learned to improvise. After a week, he emailed me back and just said he's loving it, and he's already starting to wake up his ear a little bit. But yeah, major 13, 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9, 9, 13, 13 flat, 9, resolve for this bichord. But even just simple things like minor 11, major 13 flat 5. Minor 11 to 13 flat 5, resolve to major 7. So, send for samples to pokesoo@gmail.com. Ask yourself this question. Would you feel better if you made a lot more progress for the hour a day that you practice, even if you just practiced every other day for half hour or an hour? Would you feel better and enjoy your guitar more if you start making more progress and start to be able to kind of come up with your own little ideas? You're going to reflect people that you like, obviously, but folks, there's no better high on the planet than writing your own music. And it's not about if you make money at it. It's not about becoming famous and all that. If you get lucky and something happens, great. It's about feeding your soul. It's about expressing the real self. It's about discovering your musical self within. It's really cool. So anyway, and you're going to learn the 10 systems of improvisation with my system. So For samples, send me an email, pokesue@gmail.com. If you just want to get started, you're tired of being stuck, order it. $1.99. It's actually gone up to $2.99, but somebody came in with a grant. There's still some money available from that grant. His money's chipping in the other 100. So for $1.99, you get thousands of dollars of guitar instruction material. You can order at stevezookguitars.com. There's nothing even close on the planet. There really isn't. I've looked at all. Like I said, there are some really cool single note studies as well, but it's the chordal work that's going to give you huge quantum leaps. And send me an email. I'll send you cycle 1 and cycle 2 and give you some samples. But just ask yourself, the guitar, we all like to play and have fun, but if you just have a little focus when you practice, you will make huge strides. And it's not bullshit. You can make a quantum leap with the guitar ladder system relatively quick. But the guitar ladder system is not something you're going to blaze through in 3 months. I mean, it can take you a year or two, but I give you a huge amount of time to go through it. I spoon feed you 1 or 2 at a time. You make a little folder called GL System. You just hit the link that I send you from Hightail. You download the video. You throw it into the GL System new folder on your desktop. I email you the charts. I spoon feed you because I've tried it both ways, and it doesn't work very well when I just send people 240 things. Plus, it takes a lot of time, to be honest about it. So this is a great way to do it. When you email me for more material, just say, hey, I've done cycle 1, 2, and 8. Ready for another one? Don't rush it. A lot of people like to do maybe 1 study a month. That's up to you. But bottom line, folks, you're going to get a lot more joy out of playing if you begin to wake up the creativity, wake up the artist within. And the guitar ladder system really is what you're looking for. If you want to have more fun and get more joy out of playing guitar, and like I said, wake up the composer within. All right, this is available too. This is a really nice guitar. I've never really had heard a tradition, but somebody called off one of my Guitar Wanted ads, and really, this is really a nice guitar tradition. It's made overseas, but the pickups sound great, solid elder body. It just has a resonance, even unplugged. These are great guitars, man. They do a hell of a job. It just it reminds me a lot of a custom shop Fender. It really does. I know that sounds like a big stretch, but I'm not kidding. I gotta be careful with my fingers. Anyway, okay, so for pokesue@gmail.com for samples. If you just want to get started, if you're a little fed up, if you want to get unstuck, let's do this in a positive fashion though. Just go to stevezookguitars.com, order the guitar ladder system, invest the $199. It's thousands of dollars in guitar instruction, innovative instruction. It's going to work. It's not bullshit. I know there's a lot of crap out there in the marketplace, a lot of empty promises. This is the real deal. I've got 40 years into this. You can go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook, read the review of my CD. I'm very involved in the music business because I love music. It's my heartfelt passion, music and guitars and composing, and I want to share. I want to help as many people as I can, discover their own musical potential. And you have more potential than you think you do, but you need to get a little focus, folks. You just can't, sit around and keep buying more guitars and amps and mess around. You need a little bit of focus, and that focus is going to return to you, 50-fold. All right, take care. Bye-bye.